Welcome back to Taco Bowler Gaming. My name is Taco Bowler. We're continuing our run today in the America Divided mod for Hearts of Iron 4, playing as Pennsylvania. We're getting ready for our first war here with Washington, D.C. It has taken over Maryland. And we're going to go ahead and unpause here. Since the last episode, I have played an entire game as the Republic of Ontario, or most of a game, taking back all of Canada, including Newfoundland here, and then coming down and taking the vast majority of central USA thus far. And I will say that I'm a little bit nervous for this game because the current strategy I have in terms of military, namely these kind of shock troops versus the large infantry, this 42, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of some of this. What's this? Oh, that's too much organization. That'll be okay. Design's too expensive. Won't be too expensive for long. Basically, in this mod in No Step Back, at least up in Canada, it was a little bit better in central USA. The supply was awful. Like to a level that just we couldn't move. We couldn't do anything. The shock troops were nothing. Ohio did win this war, and then Illinois conquered all of this in that Canada game. But yeah, we're going to change that back a little bit. The shock troops did work in that sense, but yeah, not overly great. All right, we're partial. Okay. Yeah, it could have been better. As I recall, we are trying to change back toward Progressive Party, so we made that mistake. I do like about this mod that the games move fast, even on my computer. The speed moves very quickly and all of that, so we shouldn't have an issue with any of that stuff. Alright, we do need to get the rest of the support companies that I like to have in the shock troops. It's still good to have, yeah, see, the supply here, you can see what it's doing to the morale here, the organization of these armies. Okay, so this is something that happens on a couple of the southern states. You can see Alabama's having the same problem here. This is a race war that is happening in a lot of these here. So we have a Confederacy of Virginia and the Socialist Republic of Tidewater, Alabama against the Negro Free State, and the Mississippian Confederacy against the Socialist Republic of Douglas. And these are all race wars that happen. As far as I know, usually the regular state wins. They're kind of slave revolts, if you will. Even though they're obviously not slaves at the time that happened there, and simulating the types of things that the governments of the day did, not even would have done, did, and what that would have meant at the time. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we can modify government. We can get these. We're at extensive. Okay. I'm kind of leaning toward getting an aircraft designer. Yeah. I do, though. I want an agency. Never too late. Let's see what... I'll do a snake. Never too late. These are valuable things. Ooh, they got the little tip over here from Virginia. That's neat. Alright, so our construction is done, the supply is improved, and the organization is going back up. They're no longer low supply. I am curious, though. We're a couple days away from having the District of Columbia focus. We have no troops on the border, as far as we can tell. This is just a go. So as far as I can tell, we have nothing here, so let's just go. Right? Yeah, you guys, you head down there. And, so yeah, these wars are being declared. Okay, we've found their troops. But it doesn't really matter. I don't want those troops there. I want them here. Spearheading to the actual DC area. Can you not? Here we go. That works. And whenever you get over there, just go. Just go. We do need to set up a new line here. And these two on that line. And we might as well throw these two on that line as well. No reason not to. Keep coming down here. And one of you will go directly into the district. You're pinned down. There we go. We've taken the actual District of Columbia. And that's that. Now, we can change government. And I don't think that makes them a vassal. Wow, we have to pass a few times here, don't we? Alrighty. Take all states and done. Alright. So now, no national focus has been set. That whole war lasted 10 days. 10 whole days. Now we've done all the way down here. And there's nothing else we're now done here, so this is really all we can do besides the political track. We can do some of this army stuff. Okay. So we can hold a mock election now. Let's go ahead and do that for 50 days. In order to prove our legitimacy, we have decided to call a mock election between Gifford, Pinnock, and Herbert Hoover. Though, through this, we can justify ourselves as a successor to the Union and take Herbert Hoover out of the picture. Even without election rigging, there's no doubt that Pinnock will win in a landslide victory against the widely disliked Hoover. So that's actually going to take 40 days. After that, we have the question of the capital. We have a line Delaware and a line New Jersey. You'll be able to annex and core them later. They have a high chance to voluntarily join if their opinion of us is over 60. So same thing here. I would say New Jersey significantly more important on that front. But let's improve relations with both countries. And then just for size of army, we'll just split them up like this. We're going to try and get both of those, and hopefully that stays. And we can get both of those there, and we can really grow. Meanwhile, pause. Let's go to occupied territories. We do want to local police force in both of these places here, and we need a new create empty cavalry with a single cavalry. In fact, we can add one more to it, no problem. We have 4 there. And we would like that to be our thing here, and hopefully that will work itself out. Our agency is being formed. We'll try and get our spies to do their thing in terms of putting down rebellions. Well, that'll be the next research to do. Ohio is getting into Indiana strongly. They're looking like they're going to win that war. What's crazy to me is that the focus tree seems to go up this way. Because after this, oppose New York, develop closer ties to our allies. Okay, final push into New York, victory over New York, align New England, align the South. Right, we have align the Deep South, align Texas, align the Midwest. Finally, we get to that, right? Great Lakes, Midwest, Rockies, Pacific, complete manifest destiny, which is kind of the goal of my campaign right now, assuming that viewership remains okay-ish. However, this stuff, the Great Lakes requires west, right? Minnesota, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, that's all west. And then the next one, the Great American Bund, does require New York and stuff, I guess. But it doesn't require, it requires a lot of the West as well. So I'd rather go west first, but, well. Looks like New York is going to be the main enemy. But it is important to remember that the Republic of New York and New York City are different. Very, very much different. Alright, so we're going to add a couple of units here just to get our production going a little bit better, a little bit faster. Artillery is done, and we want military police, please. Thank you. I do hope that you are enjoying the series. Ooh, Republic of North Carolina took Tennessee. I don't think I've ever seen that in my 3 or 4 games. In this... Yeah, okay. So yeah, the farmers, Mississippi has won, Alabama's about to win, Virginia's about to win. And Mexico doing its thing. Virginia has won. No, Mississippi won. Okay. That was that notification. Now that was Alabama. Alabama won, but they're still fighting. I don't get that. All right, we have our thing here. So let's get defense and get anti-partisan going. And this is staging coup. Czar loyalists. Okay. I think infiltration's a nice thing to have. We are going to root out resistance, though, first. Here. That works. That works. Alright, so hold the mock election is complete. In order to prove our legitimacy, we have decided to call a mock election between Gifford, Pinnock, and Herbert Hoover. Through this we can justify, yada yada yada. So we can become the District of Columbia here. Okay. That would be interesting. But yeah, no, we'll get this. Gains 5 stability, gains 50 political power. Easy does it. Alright, we're going to take our slot here, and July 1939. I think we started doing 1940 stuff, so we're going to start with support weapons here. Alright, so what I was going to do is see where we are. Delaware is at 78, New Jersey is at 78. We're going to start with New Jersey. There's no text to this, so we get a bunch of claims here, and they have a high chance of voluntarily joining us. That's certainly the goal. We'll need to keep a watch on that opinion modifier for both of those. Alright, so we now have some dockyards and some military factories. What are we missing here? Artillery and fighter and close air support. Go ahead and put these up there, and then we're going to trade for 1 factory's worth of rubber now. I think we can do that. Alright, we have free civilian factories. I don't think we're anywhere near enough production of military things, so let's set that up for now. As far as the dockyards go, we are not going to need any convoys, so we'll just put those all on submarines for now. And frankly, that's for now. We may wind up not producing anything. One thing I found early on with Canada was that my massive amount of submarine production, the manpower was a serious problem. Even on high manpower laws, the manpower became a very serious problem. Alright, so we have a war happening here with Nación Federal. Mexico is unifying more than I like. I'll tell you that much. More than I like. Alright, and let's go ahead and get the improved infantry equipment 2. Oh, 11 days on that. Fine. So one thing I've considered is meming it to where we create collaboration governments, as soon as we can in these places. I wouldn't want to... Oh, these are not... Are we cored now? Is that part of what the mock election is? I think that's what the mock election is. Okay. Well, in that case, go over here. Would be to, either release vassals or preferably to create collaboration governments in every state. So you would create a United States, if you will. That would be your color, right, because of the collaboration government. But, United States still, so. I thought about doing that. Kind of a meme-y thing, but... Alright, anti-partisan is done. Cool. I'm going to leave these at 6 for now. It's because the place of war is not large. And I think I'm going to spend my power elsewhere. So we could war propaganda against Ohio. We could purchase weapons. This requires civilian factories. I don't think we need that. We really don't have much use for political power right now, do we? I think war propaganda against Ohio is the best we've got for use on it. We've done all this, right? I think we've done all that. Get that going, and then we would like that, I guess. All right, we definitely want to click Align Delaware. Did they join us? They did. They are in a faction with us. That's really not what I was going for. Okay. Well, for now, that's fine. I would rather have fought, but okay. All right, we want to improve relations with you some more. Good old Delaware. So yeah, we gained claims down there on actual Maine New York. Okay, so here we go. That's where we get that. We core those states. Okay. Well, that's even better. Forget I ever complained, game. You're amazing. So I'm very keenly aware that they don't like their strength. Which is fine. I think right now we would start with, maybe putting our shock troopers here and trying to cut up to Rochester. Just got to cut the entire western part of the state off, shrink the line a little bit. Obviously, New Jersey's massive troop count is also good. So there we go. Indiana has indeed capitulated. So Ohio is going to win this war. I wish that there were some portraits of our guys here. That doesn't seem to be a factor. I have to make sure this stays above 90. Or above 60, I think it was. But I think we're good now. Line Delaware. We get no notification of if they succeeded or not, but they joined! Alright. So I don't think we need this yet. I want to get a few more things. I want to get the capital question out of the way. So the question of the capital. So we should probably think about this, because it looks like we could move the capital to DC. We can keep the capital in Habsburg, or we can move the capital to Philadelphia. So what I want to do is to look at supply. My inclination is to move it to Philadelphia. Which is where? It's over here, right? Yeah, Philadelphia right here. There is a supply hub here. Obviously, with DC, you'd have a lot of supply hub and things. And then Harrisburg, not much better than Philadelphia. So DC is a little bit better than Philadelphia, but I think that Philadelphia is fine. Yeah, my inclination is to move it to Philadelphia. I do think that we could use a bit of constructing a railway from here to there, and from here to there. There we go. We'll go ahead and get those constructed. But other than that, I think we're okay. But yeah, that's my inclination, so I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to move it to Philadelphia, the true capital of the United States. The first one. The OG capital. And so, yeah, Do I want to cut off the west or the east? There's something to be said for putting our shock troops right here, actually, and going for here. I think that's a better thing. We'll cut off this whole area. We're back up to 150 political power. I hope Ohio doesn't win that war before that ends. That would stink. So we can negotiate volunteer forces. Oh, I don't need that. Hire mercenaries gives us 25,000 manpower. We don't need to worry about that. Didn't think. Yeah. There's literally nothing. Literally nothing I want to use this power on. I wish that I could raid the Amish League. But that's not one of the options here. If you're adding political ideologies in a mod, please add it here. Please. I'm not really sure that this will do us any good, but it might be okay. So we're going to go ahead and take that. Hopefully it'll be fine. I was assuming there's an event. There's not. Okay. The old de jure capital of the United States prior to independence was Philadelphia. We should return the capital here, considering it's Pennsylvanian. Exactly, right? You guys are getting this. We're getting there. Do I need to keep... they are less likely to oppose this action if they are at war. Okay. So what we need to do is oppose New York, declare the war, and be at war for 35 days, and just get this one immediately. And I guess then finish the integration. And then we'll worry about this stuff. Yep. All right, so that's okay. This makes sense. We're coring the stuff in the east through this, and then we would core the stuff in the west through the stuff there. Okay, that makes more sense. All right, modify. All right, so we definitely don't need a silent workhorse anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and get the elusive gentleman in here. Because we don't have any use for our political power. That's famously what we've been talking about here. Could use some more of these troops, though. I'm not swimming in equipment, so... don't worry about that too much. Then get the fighter and the close air support in here, and then yeah, what was it? Oh, shock troops. Need the signal and logistics company, and the cav need military police when we get there. And my guess is that's going to cause problems with support equipment. But we have been producing it a little bit. So I suppose that will work. We had all those planes all set up. Nope. I want you to move over here, actually. And yeah, we'll have this going here. Everyone can operate over the entirety of New York. They have no orders, huh? Okay. do that way. All right. I'm going to finish this focus, and that'll be the end of the episode. Service by requirement begins to have factory output penalties. Not overly excited for that, but I think that that's probably the next spending of our political power, at least. Not overly excited either that New Jersey doesn't seem to want to put any men over on our side, so we do need these guys to be released, and it looks like New Jersey has all covered, so we're going to cover only our own territory, and that'll help us out a little bit more. Rescue operative costs and the Tsar loyalists. Well, we can do that, no problem here. And we're going to put you in Buffalo. Go ahead and do that. That'll work. Unfulfilled import requests. Why? Why? Guatemala, you willing to play ball? Missing equipment production. We're not producing any trucks. Oh. Oh, I need that. I need that. I do. Alright, the old capital, Philadelphia. And? It did nothing. It did nothing. The capital's still in Harrisburg. Oh well. Gave us our political power. Gave us our stability. That's good. Alright, we oppose New York. New York is our one major adversary in our immediate area. No, Ohio is, thank you. We must take them down with the help of our allies. And we'll worry about that one in the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you did, please do like, please do comment, please do subscribe down below. All that good stuff does really help me out. And I'll see you next time.